Sorry, I'm like fixing my hair. My antennas are going crazy. Anyway, welcome in, y'all. Um, Apologies for silence. It's been pretty quiet. Um, I've been working on a lot of things that are behind the scenes. I do a lot of work for a collective that I don't usually talk about. Um, One day I'll make a post about it, but for now it's not necessarily needed. I do a lot more than just read these cardboard cards and stuff. But anyway, I'm just glad that I am getting back into the flow of things. I've been out of it, meditation, still am out of it. But regardless, we're gonna jump into this. We're gonna read these cards. We're gonna tell y'all the message from the divine. I can't ground myself. I've been up in the 5D all day. Like there's no coming down. So we'll jump in, we'll see what the divine has to say to you all, and yeah. So we have manifestation and surprise. Okay, period. There's surprise about your manifestations. There's a manifestation that's about to surprise you. Word. Okay, we love that. We love that being the first message. We have divine masculine. This could, this could either be an actual divinely guided masculine or someone divinely guided by their masculine energy that's going to surprise you, or this is you putting in the work. The divine masculine energy is work, is the brain, doing anything that revolves around the brain. The swords and the pinnacles are the masculine energies, right? Well, technically, no, yeah, no, yeah. I said that right, yeah. The swords and the swords and the pinnacles, yeah, never mind. I don't know what I was thinking, excuse me. But yeah, it's talking about that. We have courthouse. I don't know what courthouse is about. Voodoo reverse, mentally unstable reversed. Okay. So interesting. We have courthouse, voodoo reverse, mentally and emotionally unstable reverse, rising star reverse, and intuition. So it feels like spiritual court. This feels like spiritual court. This might be an actual court case for you, but I'm picking up spiritual. I'm picking up fully spiritual court with this. Someone may have made a petition in the spiritual courts recently, saying that you were doing a form of voodoo on them, uh, and that's not it. Okay, hold on, because there's a lot going on with this. There's some form of how would we? Hold on, I need to ground myself a little bit more because I'm up, out, like trying to come. Like, hold on. There's a lot coming through, is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not sure how to connect the pieces, but I know what I'm trying to say. So give me a second to like get everything together. But someone in the spiritual courts was trying to make you seem mentally and emotionally unstable so that you wouldn't be a rising star by doing this voodoo on you. Whether this voodoo be directed directly towards you or whatever you possess, but the divine masculine energy that popped up on the bottom, it feels like it was directed towards your work, towards your foundations. However, making those rocky to make you have sudden and sporadic emotional outbursts and or very pessimistic and negative thinking patterns. Um, but it's not working anymore. It could have been a Leo doing this as well. I'm hearing Leo and Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, and I don't think I said Sagittarius, no. So it's giving those signs. Those all could have been the signs. Those could be your signs, their signs. Take it as it resonates. But there's a need to listen to your intuition at this time, about some form of spiritual court case ending for you that might have been holding back a form of finance, a form of security, a form of stability that was being held back from you due to this petition. You all need to start learning a bit about the spiritual courts here coming up soon. I'll do my best to talk about it, make a video about it as well. It's pretty vast, so I'll have to find a good way to condense it down to make it more understandable. But regardless, this is like a spiritual court case that's ending. That's why your manifestations are going to surprise you. You may have been I'm hearing like surviving on like thin ice for a lot of you, where you haven't been getting enough of your resources, haven't been getting enough of your supplies, to say the least, to create what you want to create. You're about to see an influx of that. I don't remember which card it is in the Archangel Power deck. I'm not gonna go look for it, but no, it's the Magician, Archangel Raziel. Yeah, things will magically manifest. Physical needs will magically manifest. That's what's coming up. Thank you, Spirit. That's what's going on right now. And especially with Raziel, if y'all know about Raziel, good. If you don't, please look up Raziel, the Archangel. That's going to explain a lot more about this. And it's over. There's going to be an increase, an influx. I heard influx first, but an increase as well of these manifestations. You might feel a little bit overwhelmed, or have been feeling very shaky, anxious, all the energy coming in. That has a lot to do with what's going on, not only with the Schumann resonance. If you haven't been looking at it, there has been crazy shifts. There's been a few anomalies, but almost all day yesterday, it was like solid fucking white. So there's a lot of shifts going on. And you may be either receiving the energy from those shifts to benefit you, or just feeling the energy around it. That's what's going on with that. This is why there's so much energy coming towards you, because you've been in alignment for so long, but there's just been this spiritual court case against you with this petitioning and things. That is, now that it's over, this energy is able to flow to you more concisely. Even though your guides and your ancestors and your angels, the ones that are watching over you, know that you were innocent during this whole thing, it's again something that has to be passed down through the court systems. You know, it's not just, you know, they can go up there and go, oh, look what they did. It's a whole court thing. That's why people like taking people to the spiritual court, because it allows people to stall manifestations. It allows people to stall vindication. Excuse me. Why can't I say words? I just don't like using words. I wish we could all just be telepathic and I could just let y'all know immediately, but it slows down vindication as well. So that's what's going on. So expect your manifestations to come flowing through this following week. It's going to be very beneficial for you. Because, I mean, it's just like, listen to your intuition. If there's anything that you need to do, this could even be someone saying, oh, you're not doing this, this, and that. So if you're not doing these things, why do you get your manifestations? And then you're being held according, because you said you were going to do certain things but haven't done them yet. Do those things, and it's going to help loosen up a lot of restraints on you. But there's a spiritual court case ending, and you're set free. So just, again, listen to your intuition. Any sort of like flag that pops up saying, oh, hey, do you need to do this? You need to do that. Like, oh, go take a spiritual bath. Hey, go finish this project up. That, go do that. This was done because there's a family or people who had or have a bond with each other, or had a bond with you, aren't in the best place. And they may have just been talking sour about you, or, wishing down upon you. That's another thing with this whole spiritual court, because there's been a lot of negativity surrounding you and your name, your franchise, your brand, however, that's subsiding. And it has nothing really to do, well, here, because I can't say that. I have to be real. I have to be like honest with it. It has to do with you, but you're not doing anything on purpose that's causing an offense. Like, you might have cut someone off, or you're not responding to someone, and that makes them be like, oh, they don't deserve anything because they're still mean and yada, 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 because they're stuck in some unhealed phase where they're not understanding that it's okay to not want to talk to someone, that it's okay to not want to interact with certain people anymore, that it's okay to outgrow people. And that negativity has just been kind of circling around you. You may have been needing to do shadow work with that. You may have been picking up these people in your dream state, or within meditations and stuff, they come up and their issues from the past or like relations you used to have with these people come up in that meditation form. That was a way of weighing your heart in a sense, or seeing where you stand on those grounds to see if you truly are um upset at these people, as well as a heart palpitation. Some of y'all might have had like a random like 15 to 30 minutes of like a rapid heartbeat or a palpitation type thing. That was someone trying to call the Egyptian courts to weigh your heart. Um, so that wasn't anything bad. That was just you were summoned to the courts to have your heart weighed, and you're okay. But during that palpitation, the thoughts of these people were coming up, is what I'm getting, and it wasn't what you thought. It wasn't someone trying to attack you because you're protected from those things. It was a literal, like, your heart was being like molding. It was molding basically, and going down to its most raw form to be weighed. Um, and that's why it felt like that. That was just a feeling of anxiety, of like adrenaline coming through, because you were in a very vulnerable state within the ethers, so much so that it affected you on the physical. So being aware of that as well. Um, but yeah, there's just like someone wants to make it seem like you're a bad person, but you're not. You may have a few things that you need to heal from, but like that doesn't make you a bad person. We every until like even when you die, you still have things you need to heal from. So there's no like perfectionism when it comes to healing. These people are just very sour, and instead of wanting to heal, they want to just suck off you and act like they're healed, which is not, it's a no. Like, no, bad. You can't do that. So it's just, again, it's, yeah, it's a whole community of people that's doing this. They, ooh, baby, let me tell you, it can be very strenuous, very annoying. Um, but again, it's what happens when you are someone pure of heart. You're always persecuted. You're always put to the test by mortals who, oh, excuse me, don't you jump into the candle. You'll burn the whole place down. How dare you? Anywho, sorry. Anyway, the mortals will definitely try and test you, even if you yourself are mortal and you're not like an angelic being or something. People are just going to test you on that type of way because they want to, I guess, see divine rage or see a nice person turn sour, which isn't impossible. It's very possible, but once that happens, it's like a point of no return, and these people aren't aware of that. They think it's going to be haha funny. It's not going to be haha funny. They're going to be even more upset. Coming from someone who's been tested like that multiple times in the flesh, there have been a few times in the past where I've let people have it, like read them up and down to filth, told them who they really are, and then left. It puts a more sour taste in their mouth than they're willing to admit. More than they're really willing to look at as well, because they think that it's a win in their book, when in actuality it's like the biggest loss ever, because then they get to really hear what you know and what you've seen about this person, and despite seeing all that, you still hung with them. It's not a bad thing to release those emotions, but be very careful. It's best to talk to the divine, and do your best to work through it yourself, but it does happen to people. It's not, don't beat yourself up over it. We're in flesh when it comes to it. At the end of the day, we are in a human vessel at the end of the day, so there's no bad reason to it. If you want to sit up on a pedestal and act like you're better because you wouldn't ever do that, you have in the past, so don't lie to yourself or to anyone else. It's perfectly fine to. We're not here to be majestically perfect. We're here to exist and experience things, and part of the experience is doing things that we're not really keen or wanting to do. You know what I mean? So, again, like, if you have been pushed to that level, don't feel like you're going to be judged badly for it. The fact that you're judging yourself that hard proves how pure heart you are, because you understand and pick up the intent of your own actions, even though you may have let yourself loose a little bit. it was still like a healing boundary for you to understand that you don't have to hold your tongue to people that aren't holding their tongue to you, but it's always best to just like leave those people behind. So again, it's not like a bad thing. You learn your lesson like that, these other people don't, which is the difference between you and them. Um, I felt the need to explain that maybe someone struggled with that. As someone that's done it a few times, I don't even care. I don't even like bother with it anymore because at the end of the day, I know what's going on, and we all do. But you know, again, we're human, and whenever we see things, our brain chemical gets all fucked up. Different spirits come into us. We react in different ways. It's perfectly fine. We're here to learn how to control these things, and you know that's why we're here. Um, but regardless, that's what these people want. They want to see this sour side of you, and maybe they have before, but they want to see it again for like to show proof of it to someone, and it's just not working. Yeah, so house reverse. There is some loss of stability for these people when it comes to this community. People in this community may have been people that have been losing stability, whether because they don't have your energy, or because of like them facing the consequences and losing a house or losing a form of stability, maybe a family member, death in the family, however, a breakup in a relationship. Remember, home is where the house is. Home is where the house is. Good job. Yes, it is. Home is where the house is, but home is where the heart is. um, home is where the house is. I love that saying. I need to make a shirt. I need to start making shirts with all the with all the like the wrong ways of sayings I do because I think that shit's funny. Anyway, um, yeah, so they're finding out that there's someone in this community or this whole community or however this is going in this spiritual court situation, this family, this community and the family, however, these people were doing abandonment rituals on you to make you seem like you weren't a sweetheart because despite the fact if you did snap back on someone, you were still deemed a sweetheart in the divine's eyes. Maybe you know, this even goes back to the reading I did where people the ones that were called to do a form of spell work that was not a return to sender, but a protection, full on get the fuck away from me, make sure they know who I am type stuff. This is still like you're not being punished for those. So someone was just trying to be like, oh, if the divine's not going to punish you, I will. But what do they have over the divine? Nothing. So again, this is why people are losing things because they were doing abandonment rituals on you to make it look like you were a problem. You're not a problem. In fact, you're the solution. These people just don't want a solution. They want you being the solution to be a problem to you because they want you to be so self-conscious and so alert. And maybe you already are so very self-conscious and very alert of knowing why people don't talk to you. But instead of that letting like you feel better and okay with it, they want that to destroy you. Maybe that used to be something you struggled with in the past or however, but they want that energy to destroy you again. You simply don't care. You're in a new energy of being accepting of like where you're at because you're waiting for the right people to gravitate towards you. You're at such a high vibration. Um, not relative to nothing really, even if you're like a little bit higher vibration than the people around you or whatever, you're attracting those who are wanting that vibration that you have, and they're not just wanting it to drain it from you, they're wanting it to learn and gain some experience from you as well, and as well as to share it with other people of the similar vibration and or higher, for beneficial reasons for both parties. um that's what you're gravitating into, and these people don't like that because it's like without you, everything in their life falls apart. And they're seeing this, the whole community is seeing this. Like, without your energy, people just aren't as interested, which may lead to these people in the community like coming off to you. It's giving like monitoring spirit energy where these people just kind of watch you, maybe on social media. They never interact with you unless they have something bad to say about you, because they're just jealous of you, and they got to get their own grip. They have to understand that who cares? Like, if you're jealous of someone, like, go heal. That's all. That's all anyone can really say. Like, who cares? Like, I'm sorry for your loss, not mine, because you're the one who's jealous. You're the one losing your joy and your happiness, your peace, your comfortability due to a lack of self restraint that you have on yourself. That's not anyone's problem but yours. You know what I mean? So again, it's just a really weird situation that this energy's in. Like there could be a whole community. Like it's really giving like not only a family but a communities. Like there could be like like a birth family or an adopted family. Their whole like curriculum, their whole like web is breaking apart. Like no one wants to be around anyone anymore because they know why you left the family, and it's becoming so heavy to bearing that they don't want to like even look at each other anymore, because it's like I know what you did, and you made it to where it made me feel like I was doing something right too, because we both didn't like them. But I'm finding out now that they weren't the issue. It was just you and me who was bouncing back this negative energy. That could be going on with the family or a community, but people don't want to do with anything with it. Like no one likes each other. That's the tough reality. No one liked each other. People trauma bonded and took all the aggravation and energy out on you. And now that you're not there, they can't even take, like, they don't have a rebuttal, or the rebuttal that they get isn't the same energy. You rebutted at a love. It wasn't that you hated these people. You rebutted at a love. You're like, hey, stop doing this, out of love. Like, hey, you're crossing my boundaries. I want to have a better relationship with you. And they didn't want that. So now they're going to people who give them their energy back. The hate, the misconduct, the aggravation that they have within themselves is just being projected all over the place. It's not healthy. And they're seeing it now because you're not there. You might even okay, I do feel called to say this as well, because when your manifestations come in, so does the past. So do things from your past that you had. So when these manifestations start coming in, if you start receiving text and messages from people in your past, or pop-ups from people in your past that you've already cut off and said you're done with, that's a big indicator that something new is coming into you, because that's Saturn's way, the 3D's way of testing you to see if you want to go back to the old ways or not. So if you see that, don't let it panic you and be like, oh, people are trying to come back. Yeah, they're trying to come back because you're about to level up and they want part of that level up. You don't have to respond. You don't even have to look at the message. You know what I mean? So don't get your emotions ramped up. Don't get emotional. Get logical about it. Understand that the only reason why these energies would be able to come back is to test to see if your character is still strong in itself right now as well. So expect, like, especially if you are getting those messages now, or even if you haven't, when these manifestations start rolling in, expect to see those type of messages. Even if it's not messages, expect to just think of these people more. Expect that to happen, especially because Mercury retrograde, we're just now, I think we're leaving it. We might be in the grace period. I can't remember. I literally have not checked out Mercury retrograde information in a fat minute. Time just flies. But it's just expect it, because there's a lot of planetary events. There's a lot of things going on. I think Jupiter, Jupiter was out yesterday, or is it out today? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. Jesus, man, I'm all over the place, as y'all can tell. Anyway, that's what's going on in the ethers. There's a lot of planetary science behind all this. There's a lot of Schumann resonance going on behind it, but your manifestations are coming in. Expect people just to try and come back and get something. It could be relationships, love relationships, new friendships. Relationships doesn't even have to involve people. It could be your relationship with your job, with your hobbies, with yourself. Take it as it resonates. Don't apply it just to one thing, because that's not how we need to broaden our way of thinking. So again, like, these relationships could just be maybe even a business partner or a stronger relation, you know what I mean? But that's coming in. A new formed relationship with you, even a relationship that you have with the divine, could be getting stronger as well, that these people want to come in and distort or try to be a part of as well. Be very careful of that. Yeah, we have love offer. You could be getting a love offer. For some of you, you might be getting an actual relationship. This love offer could also just be a very platonic love offer of being in a very closely knit friendship. Or however, you also may be getting an offer that's going to be very beneficial to you. This is a business. What I'm getting with love offer, this may be an offer that you're going to be very incited to say yes to. It's going to be like a no-brainer. You're going to be like, oh yeah, I would love to do that. Let me just go ahead and do that real quick. You know what I mean? So pay attention to those. Pay attention to that completely. Don't expect it just to be something on the physical. This could genuinely be something that happened in the 5D. This could be new 5D connections. Take it, please, as it resonates, and always have an open mind when it comes to these things, because it's not as physical as we would like it to be. Um, you know what I mean? Which is why I want to start talking about it like this, because so many people get the wrong message because people are lazy as fuck and they don't go into detail about what's going on. So, and keep your eyes out as well. Watch who's starting to go into detail with this. I'm tired of being called a copycat. I don't see people call me a copycat, but baby, when I'm in the 5D, I see how many readers call me a copycat and stuff. I got you clocked, honey. I ain't no copycat. Y'all copying me. Get your facts right. Anyway. I had to let that one out. Listen, I've been dealing with that for a whole year. It's getting ridiculous. Anywho, um, yeah. So there's a high priestess reverse that may be trying to change that, which is why people from the past are going to be coming back. Um, and it's because you're not acting childish towards this. Um, I guess I could just say like unbeneficial feminine energy. I guess I could say like you're not allowing a feminine energy, someone to come in and seduce you or seduct you into being friends with them or doing something you don't want to do. That's why all these people are going to come back, because they want you to be in a vibration to where they can attach themselves to you and they can just take from you. So just keep your eyes out for who's coming through with that. Um, because this high priestess reverse really does want to try and change you, or they see how you've changed and matured a lot. Maybe this person's seen when you were down and out, and they see how you are now, and they're not a fan of it because now that you're not in that sort of position, no one can really take what they have to say. Like it's child. I don't care. I'm just gonna move on. Y'all don't care about that. I really don't care about that either, because it's just someone who's stuck in their little ways. They're acting childish. They got injuries to heal, and it's okay. But they have plenty of other people reading about them. They got plenty of others. Okay, trust me. We have real this might so again, like, you might be having you're gonna have real love coming in, divine feminine, regardless, because you're not a Jezebel. And with the Jezebel energy as well, just because it is a very seductive, a very sexual energy, you're not doing things to entice people to come to you. You know what I mean? You're not a beggar, or to say the least, anything that falls in that category, which is why you're getting real support, real love, real repercussion. What is that the word, or what am I trying to say? Recollection, real. I guess Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ, I'm getting so many words. I need to like ground more, but I literally just can't. um. I mean, I can. I just haven't found the route to yet. Yeah, but you're not obsessive, to say the least. You're not obsessing over getting a love offer. You're not obsessive over finding friends. You're not obsessive over trying to communicate with people. You're not obsessive with anything. You're just allowing things to flow into your life, which is why you're not being a Jezebel. You're not acting out of greed or lust or even envy for things, or for to people. You're not sending evil eyes to anyone, and this evil eye is not on you. You're free. You're free from someone lusting on you, from a hater lusting on you. You're free. This hater can't, and they're not your op because you're not in a fight with them. You're no longer looking at this person like they're an obstacle. You're just allowing them to live your life, which is why opposition's been in reverse so much. You just aren't allowing their energy to fight your energy anymore, which is beautiful. Keep moving on that path, please. This is not an op. This is just a weirdo. They got I don't want to call them a weirdo, but they got some healing to do. They have a lot of internalized issues that they like to externalize on the people. Someone may be going into poverty, due to you getting your expected money. With unexpected money reverse, I'm getting expected money. Someone's going into poverty because you've received, you're gonna get the money that you deserve, the money that you've been expecting, you getting your achievements. If this is like a manifestation, or you've been burning money candles to increase your income, or doing like candle magic for your businesses, or however that's working for you, keep going. Like, just know that this money's coming in. Someone's also not receiving any form of unexpected money because they thought that they could. That was their achievement. They're not getting that. Yeah, I mean, it's right here too. A nice guy reverse, or someone that thought they were a very swell and pleasant individual. Someone that likes to give fake love was doing readings, and they found out that they're descending because they're with the karmic feminine doing love spells. This is the same energy that's came out for a while. They're not finding out anything different. Um, okay. I know people say you can change in less than a day. Yes, but you have to face the consequences of your actions before your slate is clean. So if this person's doing divination every day, and it's like, what do you mean I'm still not gonna get what I want? I haven't done any magic on them all day. It's because you still have to pay your karma, and pay your dues and do the healing for your slate to be clean. You're on the right path for not attacking someone, but it's gonna take longer than a measly 24 earthly hours to uh, eradicate all the debt that you've racked up, unfortunately. I know you don't want to hear that, but it will. Um, but you all have been doing a lot of things together. Maybe this nice guy is in their karmic feminine energy as well, attacking the heart space, being very overly emotional, um, in that sort of way. Um, but they're not ascending. Either this person's attached to this feminine, or however, it's not working because they still have their stuff to pay. Yeah, in prison reverse. You're not trapped though. You're not trapped in a love spell. They want to be freed from whatever they're doing, but they have to pay the consequence. Maybe someone just is trying to, like, I don't know. It's like, now that the consequences have gotten so physical, it's like, okay, I'll back up now. So they go to back up, but they don't do anything for a day, and they still find out that they're in trouble. It's like, I don't know. Like, just because a serial killer doesn't kill for a day doesn't mean that they're not gonna get arrested for like the rest of their crimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's even though the physical actions may seem very different, the energy of eliminating someone's stability or someone's life force or source is still the same thing. Um, and if it's when it comes to love, yes, love is the same thing as a life source. So it's completely reasonable to compare it on a spiritual level. You just have to see it from that type of energy and not so much on a physical. But you're protected from these people. They know that. You know that. Everyone knows that. But it needs to keep being reiterated because people don't understand or yet fully grasp the idea of you being protected the way that you are. And it's because of who you are, and it's also because of the people who are around you coming up against you the way that they have. Very unorthodox, I'll just say that. Yeah, because you're on the right pathway and things are ending. You're on the right pathway, and that's why you're entering your ending. This is the beginning. You've been in the beginning of your ending phase, excuse me, which is why you're starting to, like, have your beginning. Now, these people are see that you're protected from being on a pathway that would cause a sudden ending. Regardless, though, these endings are not for you, and these energies have to realize that. So again, just pay attention to who's coming into your life because they're experiencing an ending of some form, and they don't want you to know that. There is a priest who has an entity attachment that's causing a lot of confusion and illusion as well, which is probably why this nice guy reverse is still wondering why they're not being deemed as like a non-karmic or deemed as unworthy for their blessings. It's because you have an entity attachment on you. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You have a demon on you. Go get an exorcism. Child, I've said that for the past 2-3 days. Probably longer than that. Go get an exorcism. You are possessed. That's the thing. You don't even know you're possessed when you're possessed, y'all. Y'all want to act like you know everything when you're like attacked by a demon. You don't. Bitch, that demon will blend in so smoothly with you. It's called being a trickster spirit, honey. They will, they'll gab and gook you. That's why you're so confused. That's why nothing's working, because you have an actual entity on you that's keeping you from doing what you desire to do, sir, ma'am. So go get that shit cleared off. And no, you can't transfer it to anyone. You have to go get rid of it. If you transfer it to someone, you're going to get more karma. Simple as. It's not rocket science. Yeah. It could be this mature, an immature woman as well. Every time, have you noticed that any time that the priest or priestess card comes out, there's always that feminine counterpart that has to pop out with it? It's definitely a duo that's in on it. But these two people don't necessarily have to be up next to each other. This could literally be like your ex and then like your grandmother or your sister, but they have no contact with each other type energy. You know what I mean? But they're still doing the same energetic work on you. So even though these people may or may not be connected, they both are in this illusion because the same entity or the same energy, I'll say, that they're trying to project onto you is attached to them, because it's not you, it's them and how they want to perceive you, which they have the will to, but they don't have the right to. Yeah, they're not gonna wake up anytime soon. And thank you for the donation. What I'm really picking up with the veil reverse, I don't think these people are gonna be aware of it. I really don't think that. And this could even be 4 people with the priestess reverse, the priest, the mature woman, the karmic femme, the rich girl reverse. It could be like these could all be separate individual characters as well. Please take it as it resonates. But you're protected from all these because we had family and community come out. They're not gonna wake up. The first resurrection, by the way, is happening. I don't know if anyone knew that, but the first resurrection is happening. The first like real resurrection. That a lot of people like to say that Jesus is going to come down from the skies and stuff. No, it's the resurrection of like consciousness and the lifting. It's the seeing the man behind the curtain. The first wave of that is first wave, quote unquote, meaning first wave for those who are supposed to be waking up. You went through your first phase. It's called the first phase because the ones that are supposed to be waking up are going to wake up, and the ones that already have woke up, you're going to get even more connected, so it feels like a new awakening, calling it the first. However, they're not waking up. Form it. They're gonna be stuck in that energy. They don't know what's going on. They're gonna be stuck in the oh woe is me energy. Let them. It's too late for them because it's too early for you, if you get what I mean. You're just now putting your feet on this new path. So if someone isn't trying to jump from the physical to the spiritual, and or if someone's like, not trying to wake up, don't bother them. Let them be where they're at. They'll have their own time. It's too early for you to let others on your path to drag you down. And thank you for the donation as well. Yeah, they're gonna remain flying monkeys for a while. So just again, don't worry about these people. A lot of us already know that these people are going to be around 24/7 talking shit, doing what they want to do. Even though people who are just starting out on the journey aren't going to like hearing that, it is what it is. You're just going to have to deal with flying monkeys. They can't do anything to you other than annoy you. So if you don't let them annoy you at that point, then what's the deal with it? So just do your best to stay grounded. Don't let these energies annoy you, perturb you, however, because that's just what they want you to do. Yeah, they're just upset that they don't have your occupation, your role in life, your work ethics. I almost said your worth. So like I was gonna say worth ethics. That's your moral compass. or even your worth or whatever. They don't have what you have. I mean, they do. They just don't see it. We'll keep it real. Um, but they just let them do what they got to do. Like, you know, you can't. I mean, listen. You can scream at a baby and tell them to shut up and all sorts of things, but what's that really gonna do? And I'm not calling these people babies. I'm using like an actual like a metaphor, I guess, of like why would you scream at an infant child for doing what it needs to do? Just let these people do what they need to do, just as you need to do what you need to do. Yeah, but you're gonna because you being single, sexy, and successful is not a false narrative. Um, People might have been like gossiping or laughing or snickering, like, oh, they're gonna be this, and that, he. They know that it's true, that it's real. They kind of just have to deal with it and swallow their own pill. A lot of people may be trying to come back to you, especially if you have a business, to act like they care about it or to act like they really want to support you. They don't. Um, Allow them to like be weird. I get like even for me, I'll use myself as an example. The DJ group that I'm in, there's a lot of people that like to tell me like, "Oh, I would love to get a reading from you." They never do. They always say, "Oh, I'll do it whenever this comes in," and they never do. They don't want a reading from me. They want to get my hopes up or whatever, and that it doesn't get my hopes up because I look at these people like, oh yeah, okay, you get a reading from me. I've already read you, and it says that you're not, so whatever. That's just what these people want to do, to try and like perturb you or to destroy you. Thank you for that confirmation, spirit. That's what they want to do. Let them do that. You can play their game by accepting it, like, oh yeah, sure, you can do that, but it's really just gonna make them seem like an asshole because at the end of the day, you actually don't care, and they can tell by the way you respond. You just like you don't change your response to these people. You don't have to interact with them at all. It's not a good or bad thing, but if you do decide to interact with them, just don't allow that to like perturb you or like to get you down. Just understand that they see your worth, but I'm gonna say it the way it's coming to me. Just 'cause I don't know who's up in the energy telling me this, but they just not fool with it. One of your ancestors, one of my ancestors, however, they're just like, let these people be bitches. Like, if they want to fake support you and smile in your face, let them, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one smiling, and they're gonna be the ones watching you drive into the sunset, and they know why you're not gonna come back and help them. These people aren't healing, which is why they're not in their abundant era. These people aren't trying to heal. These people are just really trying to destroy your healing as well so that you'll feel less successful. It's just people that want to drag you down. I don't like this energy because these people are weird. Like, I hope they get better. I hope they realize that they have their own talents and become secure in their own character. But time will tell. Because you're not emotionally damaged. You're actually in a boss position. There could be a soulmate that's coming in. Soulmates don't have to date each other. Soulmates are just two souls that recognize each other's vibrations and come into contact with each other. It could literally be an animal. It could be a person. However, you know what I mean? It could be any type of relationship. It could even be like a 5-minute conversation. But that's what's going on. Um, just a lot of stuff that really feels inconvenient, but it's less inconvenience and more just like Saturn asking if you're sure that if are you sure you want to leave these ratty people? They sure do like being rats to you. Are you sure you want to leave them by themselves so they don't have anyone to be a rat to anymore? It's like, yeah, you can go back to the sewers if you want. I'ma just keep going my way. Like, that's really that's how it feels. Like, you know how Saturn is. Saturn's always gonna test you on a glow up, no matter how obvious the answer seems. They're still gonna be like, "Are you sure?" Like, yeah, I'm fucking sure, but I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you. Like, let me move it forward, please. So, just be aware of that. Let Saturn do his little test. It's the same. It's literally why I put swipe or no swiping in this deck, because it always gives once you hit a certain point in your journey. when you get tested by Saturn, it literally feels like Swiper coming up, and you have to be like, oh no, Swiper is here. Like, go away. No swiping, Swiper. Swiper, no swiping. And it's like, damn, you know what? You got me again, divine being. You fucking got me. I'll go away and come back later. It's really like that. It's just so silly. It really is. But allow yourself to stay calm, have peace, to have tranquility at this time. People just going crazy. Yeah, we have sweet dreams and curse reverse. You're not cursed. Sweet dreams, you're good. Like, it's really given that energy. Especially if you feel like you are cursed to a degree with people coming back from your past. It's not a curse. It is just how life is, okay? Just because people want to come back to the past doesn't mean you're cursed. It's just what they're going to do. You know, you can't control them. But, you know, just smile along. Yeah, again, it could be family members that you cut off from. They're unable to challenge you with conflict. They can't put some illusion over your head. This could even be like people, it could even be like friends, like, okay, watch out for that too. It could be friends of your family as well coming in to connect with you because they're asking them to see how you are so they can get intel on you. Do what you want, but it's your obstacle. You jump it how you want to. Respond to these people. Don't respond just how whatever you want to do it. Just make sure that you stay grounded no matter what you choose. You're not obligated to tell anyone what you're doing in your life. You're not obligated to talk to anyone. You're really not. So do what you want. Like that, it's just really giving that energy. So just, you know, if you know that your family members talk to someone, watch out for them. Just whatever, you know what I mean? Don't be paranoid, but you know, if it happens, it happens, and just respond accordingly. You know, don't respond emotionally. Be logistic about it. Be like, well, if I don't want to respond to them, I'm just not going to respond to them. There's no reason for me to feel like I have to. Just don't be paranoid about it. You know, expect these things to happen. Expect the unexpected, right? But don't obsess with it. Be very detached with it. Understand anything can happen, but keep your eyes on what you desire to. All in all. Because even when you desire something to happen, you're still going to bump into obstacles and things that aren't quote unquote pleasant at the time, but it's just to see how you're going to handle it now and to see how much of an emotional drag it's going to be onto you. Just how life is. So don't worry. You have victory. This card did not want to come off my hand. It wanted to stick on. You have victory. Don't worry. I mean, it's even on the bottom. You're okay. You have a lot of luck. There's just a bunch of people trying to strategize to get into your life, so just be ready, you know. Just be ready. You're already ahead of the game for a lot of you. I feel like a lot of this is just like a reiteration of letting you know. For some of you, it's just like, hey, be ready for this. And for the rest of you, it's like, hey, you remember how this happens all the time? It's about to happen again. So just roll your eyes and move on with it. You know what I mean? But just be prepared because, you know, Saturn's getting ready to run out a new form of tests on people. Yeah. But you've gained a lot in this isolation when it comes to your prayers. When it comes to whatever you've been putting on your altars. Some of you need to start putting rice on your altars. Ancestors love rice. It is a very easily digestible food for spirit. Some of you all need to take your food off your altars. If your food is rock hard and it's on your altar, don't panic. That means that it's done. Your ancestors literally suck the life force out of food, the moisture out of it, which is its life force. So if you have hardened food on your altars, just understand that they enjoyed it and thank you for the donation. If you have kids and your child eats something on your altar, don't panic. A lot of the times your ancestors and guardians will come through in the body of a child and eat off your altar. That's perfectly fine. Like if your if your animals eat something off your altar or a child does, it's fine. If another adult does, that's an issue. The reason why it's different for children and adults is because children are still pure. They still have that radiant divine energy, the imagination, they still have their purity. Adults don't. Simple as you have to regain that shit when you grow up. So that's the difference if you're wondering that difference as well. So don't panic about it, but just be aware. I know a lot of people don't necessarily know that. I see a lot of people question that in a group that I'm in on Facebook, and it's never a concern. And if someone eats something off your altar, it's not your fault, especially if you told them not to or you weren't aware of it. They're the one that's going to get in trouble, not you, so don't worry about that either. But just keep your eyes out. There's bad news. Bad news that you don't care. Oh, it's bad news that you don't care. Okay, cool. Anyway, it's bad news that you don't care. Okay, cool. Someone doesn't like that you don't care. That puts them pissed off because their ego's getting hurt. And their ego is just their I. The self is the ego. They have really bad self-esteem issues. Like, they don't care if their friends don't care, or their community or their acquaintances don't care, or their coworkers. They don't care if they don't care. Because they know the energy that they give off, that you are a very high vibrational being. And when you don't care, it's felt. When these other people don't care, it's like a meh. Because it's just their energy going back. You're not going to have an accident. You're not overloaded. And people are because you're withdrawal from the situation. People also may be withdrawing from the situation because they just see that you are not overloaded. These rituals are not working. Whatever they've been scheduling for natural disasters to happen to you, it doesn't bother you. They're trying to scare you. Or they're trying to work off your phobias or to corner you. But that's not happening. With Nightmare Reverse, I'm getting like Dreamland. I'm getting Shark Boy and Lava Girl when they're fucking on that cookie. And they have to sing to get those bubbles away. And thank you for the donation. I don't know why I'm getting that. But I'm really getting like the Shark Boy and Lava Girl scene when they're floating on that cookie. What was that? What was it called? What was that area? I can't remember what the area is called. If y'all remember the area's name, that's very significant, but I don't remember the area's name. Damn. I wish I did. But it's something about that. Like, you're just in La La Land compared to these people, and it's pissing them off. You know what I mean? Like, Shark Boy was really, really pissed off because of all those bubbles, and everyone else, like Lava Girl and the boy, was just having fun, but Shark Boy was pissed off. I remember that. And then he started singing his song and took everyone down a fucking nightmare hole. That's what's going on. That's the energy what's going on right now. Is you're just okay, you're having fun, and then here's Sour Pants like getting pissed off and stomping all over the place. That's really how it's given. So I say keep doing it. Personally, there ain't nothing wrong with being happy, so. And that's really what people are starting to see. That's the biggest shift of all, is people seeing that they don't want you happy. And you literally being happy despite everything happening to you. Like, you being able to keep your joy up. You actually having a smile. You not being stressed out like the rest of them. It bothers them. Which is why they want to drag you down. And you're someone who helps other people not be that way as well. And if they can get you to be in a sour mood, you'll be less reluctant to help people, etc., etc. Which is why they want you overloaded with work so that you don't have time to focus. But you got it going on. Like, you're good. Yeah, illness coach. This coach has an illness, or they're seeing this person as ill or just sick and twisted. This person could be actually sick. However this is, you'll know your story for sure. It's a third wheel. You were in reverse. You slid all the way out. This isn't a third wheel enemy. Again, this is just a hater. Someone that really just does not like you. I mean, they're with your internal love. Or them and their internal love are protesting you, or your internal love is protesting you, your soulmate, however. They were protesting you. to keep you away from a marriage or to keep you away from signing an etherical contract or moving along with your journey. Regardless of what they were trying to stop, they could not stop it. They're not going to stop it. They just got to watch you move on. I mean, they can continue, because here's the thing, they can continue to do these things, but you are at a point on your journey in your evolution to where that doesn't even bother you anymore. Like, if these people used to be able to come into your energy and communicate to you telepathically or through the astrals, they can't do that anymore. It's like, like, it's the same thing as like injecting yourself with drops of poison. With moderation, you can become immune to certain venoms and poison by injecting various amounts and increasing. It's the same way of getting your flesh like bulletproof, you know? It's very possible to do, and these people have done so much of the same magic on you that it's you're immune to it. On the contrary, they believe that the more they do it, the stronger it's going to get. But the only way it's going to get stronger is if it's successful. It's not successful, though, which is the issue. Because if it was successful, you wouldn't be where you're at. And they would have actual control over your life, which they don't. Obviously, they want to, like, it's just, I'm not even gonna dig into it, y'all already know, but they need to quit. Yeah, they're a joke when it comes to this. So they're getting drunk again. Oh no. I mean, do what you want, honey. I don't care at this point. No one does. They're being seen as a weirdo, as a clown, as a fool, as they're wearing the dunce cap. This person doesn't care. They're gonna get drunk and stalk you. They don't care how cheesy it is. They don't care how weird it looks. They're gonna continue to do it. Because in their eyes, well, if you're gonna keep going and healing and moving on, I'm gonna keep stalking you. Okay. Have fun watching me and ruining your life in the process. Like, you're not only poisoning yourself, internally with alcohol, but you're also doing it by having this weird obsession, this envy, this grief that you haven't healed yet, this anger inside of you. Like, you're just poisoning yourself, and you're not. I just wish you well, child. Like, I don't know. They might heal. I can't make them heal. I mean, we have healing. It's because you have healed from a past life person who was trying to target you. Oh man, they're caught. People already know what they're doing, but there's no blind eye turned. Like no one can ignore it anymore. It doesn't matter. This person's never gonna quit. People just have to come to their own terms to realize that they're going to leave this person or not. Oh man. Because I'm picking up heavily, these people might have spread rumors that you were doing drugs and alcoholic and however, and they wanted you to go through that period of people leaving you because they deemed you as a lost cause. That's what's happening to them. They see that your sacral chakra is heavily protected. You're either an ascended master or you have them around you. Your sacral is protected though, completely. From these people, they can't do anything to it. They can't disrupt your creativity and or your sexual orientation and or being. You've won, and these people are trapped. Someone might be going to jail as well. You're too stable in this battle. That's why they lost. This candle magic's being blocked because you're just too stable in who you are. It does, it's very funny to see it come out like this, and it's not like, it might be haha funny for a few of you, but for me it's just very ironic because in the same ways that they're unstable, they want you to be unstable, and it's just not working that way. They want your root chakra to be so fucked up and shocked that your sacral chakra is not working, or vice versa. But You're not. You're too creative. You know how to get out of problems. Again, if you're a root worker in training, it's like you're using the most simple ingredients to solve like the most powerful hex or curse these people are trying to put on you, right? The most powerful they know how to conjure and the most powerful they can actually do with their drained ass energy. They can't do anything to you because of what you're invested in. Prayer work, root work, whatever you're doing, protection, return to sender, spiritual bath, just mental barriers, whatever. You're just too evolved at it. You know what you're doing to a degree that's keeping these people at bay and away from what you desire. Why are y'all spitting out the cards today? I'll take it. It's a family or someone that you used to be bound to that you've cleansed. Someone might have been trying to bind you with a child or bind you because they have a child of yours. That chain's been cleansed, which is why someone's falling ill. Expect finances and a gift. As a gift, these people are confused why this ritual. They did some form of ritual, like a portal on you, and it's charged. It's charging you instead of them. For some, you might be aware of this. You might have been aware of like a parasitic entity that's been draining on you, and you've completely reversed that and used it as like a vortex to give you energy instead of them. It's working. You're doing good. If they want to come into your energy and play those games, you have full right to transmute it. It's the same way as if anyone has a hook or a bind on you. If they're doing that to drain your energy, since it's on you and it's also attached to them, you have full right to take their energy. You have full right to say, I call all my energy back to me. And it's going to start draining them because they're using your energy to drain it from you. So you'll just, it's fair. It's the same thing. You're allowed to do so because what you're not doing is trying to harm this person. You're just taking back what's yours. So be aware of that. You're allowed to do those things. Like the only repercussion you'll get from that is if you still feel guilty about something, which is on you and not really on anyone else. There is no sin other than the sin that you're going to give. These people were faithful to the devil. They Luciferians, Satanists, whatever, Skull and Bones, Masons, whatever the fuck they are. They are bound to the devil. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's their people are unamused because they're sellouts. Someone could be finding out that someone really does like worship, they do sacrifices and all sorts of things for the devil. And no one, it's like people are just not amused. Like it's like like that explains so much. You sold your heart. You sold your love. Someone could have okay, wow. Your soulmate could have sound I keep saying sound. Something about sound. I'm getting frequencies like FM, frequency modulation, and amplitude modulation. Be careful of electronics. Someone may be trying to use AM or FM frequencies or waves. AM is amplitude modification and FM is frequency modification. They may be trying to do that to intervene and interfere with electronics around you using a form of technomancy. So be careful of that. But your soulmate may be trying to connect to you that way, but they signed a contract. I said it right this time and it sounded wrong. They signed a contract that sold their heart, so they weren't able to fall in love, which is why they keep trying to get you back with a love or lust spell, because they actually can't love you. They sold their ability to love for money and fortune. Because that's what they wanted. So yeah, they get the money that they want, they get the fortune, but they're gonna live a very loveless life, and that's what they chose. People are not shocked that this person sold their heart for money. Maybe they're around people that know that they like money and they like physical things like that. So these people are like, oh, so you sold your heart for that? I'm not fucking surprised. Like they might be trying to get some form of like mercy. What's the word I'm trying to say? They want someone to cry for them, basically. I can't think of the word. They're not letting me say it out, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Sympathy, thank you. They're trying to get some form of sympathy from these people. And it's not working. It's like, oh yeah, but I signed a contract, and the contract said that I would sell my love and I wouldn't be able to love again, but I'd get all the money I wanted. It's like, oh, I'm not even fucking surprised. Like, that explains a lot, actually, why you don't feel bad for what you're doing. So I'm not surprised that you did that. And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Did you expect me to feel sorry for your actions because you sold your heart? No. FYI, that's probably part of the contract. Since they sold their love, they aren't able to receive love because they won't know what love is. So why would they receive something they don't know how to use or is able to use? Am I right? Like, let's get real with it. So you expect people to have like sympathy and love and care for you after you did such a careless action? Unfortunately, no, because the contract says you're not able to accept it. So why would anyone give it to you if you can't accept it? Right? Right? Like, again, these people don't think. They visualize. They use their 3D eyes. They don't see things. They only gravitate and accept things that are beneficial to them without paying attention to what's going on. They're not smart. These people are not very smart at all. It's very unfortunate for these people because even though they chose to do it, it could have been better. They could have done it in a more beneficial way for everyone. But they wish to do it this way, which is on them. And it's unfortunate that these souls have to learn that lesson, but everyone does at some point. And you either learn the lesson by being a bystander or a chosen victim for it. So, they got what they got. It's not worth it, though. And that's the thing. Like, it's like you would think that the money would cover up the lack of love. No, it doesn't. Why do you think most suicides come from people who have, like, billionaires are always fucking depressed? Like, a lot of people who have a lot of money just end up like dying away and rotting quickly. Like, their flesh looks awful because they aren't receiving love, mainly because it's the same people that do that. But regardless, they don't have love. They chose the wrong thing to worship, and that's on them. That's cool, whatever. You can do that all you want, but sucks to be them. Like, a lot, they aren't able to create. That's why these people are high all the time. It's like, so this is their conundrum. They don't like the feeling of not having love, so they get drunk or high. They think of you. What is the first thought when they come to think to you? I'm gonna do magic on Collective. They do magic on you. It backfires, and they get upset even more. And it's just a vicious cycle for these people. A vicious cycle that you're leaving, Collective. So don't worry. These people are stuck in that vortex. Yeah, anytime they take a leap of faith to do something to you, it's null and void. Like, it's not it. And they're gonna get tested by this till the end of times. It's perfectly fine, but it's just unforbearing is the word that comes to my soul when it comes to these people. And people around them are gonna see this happen, and they're gonna walk away because they're gonna see this individual or these people, these groups being very psychotic, sociopathic, however, and they're gonna lose people due to their own actions even more because they can't have love in their life. So it's unfortunate. I wish they heal because they can still try and heal. That's the thing. Will they get love in their life? Probably not, but they'll at least be healed enough to not do these things anymore. It could be a water sign that's doing this. But anyway, you're in your Merkaba. Spirit's moving you away from this water sign. We have Anubis here as well. You're having a rebirth. You're very guarded at this time when it comes down to your path. Again, with Anubis confirming the heart weighing. We have air sign. You could be an air sign or a water sign. that pass the air, that pass the heart ceremony, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any side, whatever's going on, these two signs could be the ones that you're getting shifted away from as well. This is over. Karma's over. Backfire's happening. It's not for you. Um, the storm is coming. Just keep your focus, basically, right? You might get little hints of wind or little mist storms or however. Just close your eyes to it. It's not for you to handle. Don't even worry about it. That's the truth. It's something about it's being written in the stars. Check your charts as well for your air and water placements as well. See what you can do with those placements to help you move forward as also. It's very important to know that whenever an individual comes over to you, if you know their sun sign, their moon sign, their rising, or any of their signs, look at where their signs, where those signs are in your chart to find out why they were really in your life. So let's say this is a Cancer doing this per se, right? Check your Cancer placements, right? Check where your Cancer lies in with your planets, where your houses, Sun and Rising, Venus, however, North Node, South Node. Check those placements, right? Because it's going to show you what that person was trying to do and teach you in this lifetime through the energy that they were projecting out, right? So, do that for the signs. Really check that because it's going to help you see why these people even came close to you. Again, like even for like if these people feel like Lilith energy or however, check your Lilith placements. However, just really check your chart compared to the signs of these individuals so you can get a better grasp of what they were doing. That's another way you can find out why people are coming in your life and who. Pay attention to the signs. I'm telling you, y'all. Double of them. Your angel, like, listen. These are your signs. These are how you're really gonna see. Your chart has a lot of information, not only about you but about the people around you, especially your Lilith placement, because people will judge you and be against you because of wherever your Lilith is placed. Tenfold. But your ancestors are protecting you from someone who's in a thieving cycle. They're not able to steal from you. Your ancestors are on their ass and on yours. They are not protected because they wanted to continue doing this. Allow them to just act a fool. It's time. It's been time for a while. These people are just blind. They want to say that it's not time, which is why they keep attacking you, but it is time. There's a tower moment happening for an earth sign as well. I mean, I feel like just all the signs are going to come out because it genuinely feels like every sign in the book is like coming at you. And they probably are. Just pay attention to like where their signs are, and not even just for signs like air signs, just like your thoughts, flighty, your action taking, your pinnacles, the earth, your flesh, yourself, your physicals, the water signs, your emotional, your heart side, your feelings, just breaking it down to however you need to see how things are, because things are in flow. Pay attention to the elements. This is just allow it to resonate not only with how you see it but on all planes. So again, like, have a broader perception when it comes to these things. Don't just embody yourself down to one. Really allow yourself to see and benefit from this from the greatest extent that possible, because there are multiple ways to expand other than just saying that look what they did. You know what I mean? Like, let's actually start reading instead of just projecting, please. Anyway, God seeing this. Thank you, Ra. Hathor is here again. Anubis, Hathor. I'm not surprised that Hathor is here. You're too protected. Someone might even have an issue with. I'm hearing it this way, which is kind of funny. If this person that's attacking you is black or African or colored for just a sake of simplicity, they're pissed off that you're white and I'm hearing it that way exactly. Someone's pissed off that you're white and have protection from the Egyptian gods. They don't think that should be a thing. Baby child, spirit don't have a color. Okay, the flesh does. And the flesh is created I'm not gonna sit here and explain that to you. It's gonna need its own whole video to explain it to you. Okay. Because there's a lot that goes into it, but baby boy or girl, it don't matter if someone's Asian or not. If the Egyptian gods fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. If the African deities and gods are gonna fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. If the native gods are gonna fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. It doesn't matter what color you are. It matters the integrity of your soul or spirit, respectfully. Okay? Let's get real with it. Someone is physically spiritual. I'll leave it like that. That's a good way of saying it. They're physically spiritual. Oh Lord, yeah, because they're unable. They don't know how to connect it. They don't. They don't know the connection. Like, how the hell do you have all this support and you're this? Like, okay, who cares? You could be younger than this person. You could be older than this person. Bitch, I don't know. They just don't know how to. They don't see the connection. Like, I don't see how these guys like you. You don't even talk to them. Like, okay, and when you say known and unknown, that means you're talking to them. So yeah, it's like. Oh, because you're not sitting down having tea time with all your ancestors saying their full name and their tribe and everything means that you ain't got a connection with them. Damn, I'm sorry. I don't know my ancestor's middle name. I don't know my great-grandma's name. I don't even know my family's name. I'm adopted, so fuck. I guess those ancestors can't help me or something. You know what I mean? Who gives a damn? Are you giving thanks to your ancestors and to God? You're doing it. Someone doesn't see it that way, though. They wouldn't be all stuck up. Oh, you don't even know all the who? Okay, and you do. And if you do, why aren't they helping you? Think about it. Think about it, child. Read in between the lines. I learned that in 3rd grade. Actually, I learned that before 3rd grade because I've been a very, very observant person since birth. But regardless, it don't matter. Read in between the lines. These people are not like... That's what we call fake spiritualism, by the way. That's a fake spiritualist, by the way. If you're wondering about 101, that's how you can tell off bat someone's a fake spiritualist. If they really want to use the physical, it's like, oh, you're gay, you can't do this or that with God. Who the fuck said I couldn't? You did. Y'all go off a book of contradictions and ignore the full truth. Like, I don't know, man. It goes down like that. But again, these people are fake. They wouldn't know what real spiritualism is if it smacked them in the fucking face. They wouldn't know who God really was, even if they looked in the fucking mirror, which that's all you really have to do. Let me get real with you for a minute. That's really all you have to do. And they'll still be like, oh no, you can't be God. You have a lazy eye. You can't be God. Shut the hell up. Maybe God wanted to experience what it'd be like to have a lazy eye. Holy shit. Listen, Mom and Pops made everyone to experience everything from both spectrums of a feminine and masculine energy. God forbid that you're a woman who has a very masculine energy, or you are a masculine who has a very feminine energy. God forbid that you're experiencing that life where your body does not match your gender. Holy shit, that's such a big deal. Get a grip, because you're fake as fuck. Go somewhere else. It's not that hard to realize. It's really not rocket science. You're just mentally challenged because you're so stuck with the physical that you don't even know the difference between what you want to believe and what you're being told. And that's the mental challenge, is that you can't break your own boundaries of your own aggressions, of your own egoic way of being, because you're so self-centered and hard at the core that you can't even love yourself the proper way without insulting someone else for being who they are. Unfortunate for you, isn't it? Because you're a sourpuss and no one else is. You look fucking weird out here. Let me just tell you real quick. Ain't nowhere. Y'all already know. Because listen, child. No one has time to. You think God has time to be petty? Maybe God made you to be petty so God could experience what it's like to be petty. And that don't mean you gotta be petty though. You can experience what it's like to fight that pettiness and to grow, heal, and evolve. You know, there's two sides of a coin, but you're only looking at one. Because you, unfortunately, instead of having a 3D way of looking, have a 2D way of looking, you ant. Gotta get real with you and tell you how it is. Because people just be fucking crazy out here. You see it all the time, and it just comes from domination. It just comes from a sense of them not being able to be themselves. Sucks to be you. Sorry that other people can really love themselves enough to be themselves unapologetically, and you gotta run through and act weird about it. It really has to suck to be those people. Cause listen, I used to be scared about who I was, shit. If my soul, if my spirit wants me to be a certain way this lifetime, who am I to deny myself of that existence? I can if I want to, but I truly want to experience all that I came down here for, and if that's part of it, fuck it, I'll do it. I don't care. Am I hurting someone? No. Am I gonna die from it? No. So it's not hurting me, it's not hurting anyone else, it's perfectly fine. If someone else has a problem with it, then they're the problem. Just move on. Anyway, you have the key to whatever you want to do. Being authentic is the key. I'll tell you that off bat. Being fully authentic, unapologetically authentic is the best key to anything. And anger is not authenticity. Anger is a projection. Anger is an emotion caused by rejection, either internal and or external. It's not authentic. It's fake, and it's a lie. It's you lying to yourself. Let me tell you, it is. People just gotta really get a grip, though, man. And I don't know, bro. It's a topic for another video. I'm definitely gonna have to make one for it, because it's abhorrent to see brothers and sisters at each other's throats because X, Y, and Z, or you're this gender and you're that color, or you're this sexuality, or who gives a fucking, damn, I'm glad to see that you're on the 3D still. I know who to stay away from now, because you're gonna make me feel fucking weird for doing something that doesn't even involve you. Leave those people behind, because those people got some work to do. Those are the people that are not. They might walk around with their chest puffed out and acting healed. They are not. Child. Just know, but yeah, the key is knowledge. Educate yourself. Keep educating yourself. Keep learning about yourself. Keep learning about about others. Keep learning about what you want to learn about. Most importantly, learn about yourself. Dig down deeply, Don't identify with the label because of a socially acceptable construct. Identify with who you desire to be. All labels aside, it's an energy. I explained this to someone a while ago who got a reading, and I'll explain it to you all as well. I'm feeling called. We match energies of feminine and masculine. Those energies will attract, but the flesh is going to differ always. So no matter your orientation or your chosen identity, it is because you embody that energy. It is because you might want to check your Mercury, go away. You check your polarity on your chart, and it will tell you a lot of whether you lean with the more masculine and or feminine energy. My polarity is a split 50-50. I literally have a woman's frame as a male identifying body. I don't give a fuck what anyone calls me, and if you have confusion about it, go heal. Because baby, it's the energy. When you have balance within yourself, you're able to just swap between both feminine and masculine energies. It's not like a concern. And it's got to a point because, and I'll talk about it here as well, this is the whole thing with transgenderism. No, I'm going to start talking about it a lot because it needs to be talked about. It has nothing to do with the 3D. It's a spiritual thing. It fully is. Nothing happens on the physical unless it's in the spiritual. The only reason transgenderism is a thing is because people have yet to just feel comfortable with identifying as that energy without a morphing of the flesh. That is a 3D attachment that needs to be healed, you know? Like, and it can be healed either by going through that or not. There's no bad thing in it, but understand that that's happening because that person's spirit or their energy that they embody is choosing to be one way or another. It's not a mental illness per se, but it definitely has been took into the wrong hands and has been used as a weapon, as like a hypnotism weapon. It varies and you need to watch out for it. So just because someone is a certain way, same thing goes for sexuality or however, just because what one energy is doesn't mean they were weaponized with it. You know what I mean? You can't judge all books the same. So understand that as well. These are topics that I'm going to jump into because as the world becomes more spiritual, you're going to see more and more strange things that aren't necessarily strange, they're just spiritually not understood. And some things people don't want to hear because they've identified with the flesh so much that then they've ostracized the truth in that sort of manner. But like, we're gonna talk about it because it's something that I have been disposed all sorts of information on, and talking about it from a spiritual point of view, ignoring the physical attributions that's been attached to it, just focusing solely on the spiritual to understand why it's happening in the first place, is going to allow so many people to open up their minds and not have such of a difficult time expressing either their feminine and or masculine energies in a healthy way, in that regard. You know what I mean? Nothing has to be done in the physical to express yourself who you truly are in the spirit at all. So just understand that. Um, but anyway, these are all topics for a different day. These are all topics that need to be talked about, and again, in a spiritual way and not in a 3D way, because talking about it in a 3D way causes conflict. Talking about it in a spiritual way is going to cause understanding and overstanding, and that's what we're here to do. Anyway, just know that there's a shift. Study your body language as well as what I'm hearing. I just really feel like, because I'm going on so many spiels recently just about the body. Just pay attention to who you are, like your energy. You're neither male or female. You are both at all times, simultaneously. It is just up to you to identify and move with the energy. Are you in a more passive energy where you are attracting rather than working? Then you are in a feminine energy. Are you in a more hardworking, dedicated, 10 toes down energy? Then you are in more of a masculine energy. It depends on what space you're in and occupying, either the head space or the heart space. Which one are you occupying? Head space masculine, heart space feminine. It's really that simple. There's nothing else to it. Man just has a hard time identifying with energy, has to personify it, and then fucks everything up after it's personified. That's just really how it is. And if you want to say anything else, you can, but you're just gonna be talking to a brick wall because I'm telling you the fucking truth, honey. You don't want to hear it because it's the truth. And a lot of people know it's the truth, and it's not about taking a side or anything either. It's the fucking truth, man. It's straight down the middle. It's neither innocent or guilty. It just is. It's existent. Anyway, meditate. 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 Think about things. Let things rummage through your mind. Understand yourself more. Again, with Pluto and how it is, and we're jumping into the year of the snake. That energy's been present the past the past 2 months. It's present heavier in this month. It's the 15th. Excuse me. On the 15th, things are gonna really like kick forward with that energy, and then on January 25th, we have that whole thing happening then, which is gonna be fun. But really get to know yourself. Who are you? You're everything, right? But who are you willing to be? Who are you embodying fully? Where are your energies being more focused at? Because there's a karmic path that you are no longer on, no longer being restricted by that fear, by that frustration, by that lack of concern or care for that part. that's being relieved. There's a disturbance that's being lifted off of a lot of spirits. So allow yourself to embody that, to see where you're going, to understand fully like who you are, what you want to be, and allowing yourself to flow in it. Because again, you're here to experience, and even in, you've had enough of the experience of neglecting yourself or being neglected and ignored, and all sorts of, you've had all the experience that you need to have with the lower vibrations. It's time to get to the higher vibrations. Who are you? Your name might be your governmental name, but who are you in spirit? Who do you resonate with the most? What family are you from? Not family of flesh, but family of spirit and soul. Who in the galactical forces, what gods, goddesses, deities do you resonate with? What animals do you resonate with? What plants, what trees, what colors? Genuinely get down to that, because those are all the vibrations that you are. And once you start getting down to that level, you'll really start to open up new books on who you are and really start to embody yourself in a whole new way, in a whole new, like, you'll be able to experience yourself. Because, I mean, again, you have a lot of affluence in this new life of yours. So start on the ball with first asking yourself these simple questions. Why do you like this color? That might seem like a dumb question. It's like, oh, it's just pleasing to my eyes. But what in your soul, in your spirit, tells you that that color is good? Genuinely ask yourself these questions. We don't ask ourselves these things. We don't know who we are. We just know what we like. Know why you like those things, because that's who you are. We all have different definitions for different things. Why do you define those things like that? Know who you are. So then you can understand what parts of you would even deem negative, if any at all, and which one you would deem positive, if any at all. You know what I mean? Some of you all just might want to deem things as neutral. Why would you deem them as neutral? Not, and again, there's no fault, there's no error or bad. It's just understanding yourself more so that these blockages are removed. So when new information comes in, when new abilities come up, when you're able to step fully into your magic, your power, you're able to do these things. And this is all shadow work. This is all shadow work. Even though we think shadow work's all this, oh, healing from trauma, shadow work is literally asking yourself dumb questions. Like, why do I have cravings for this one food? Why does this one food make me happy? That's shadow work, because you're not seeing why you're doing it. It's a subconscious action that you need to make conscious so that you're living as a conscious being and not being operated as a subconscious being. Right? It gets this deep. It's really this deep. It gets deeper than this though as well. But most of you all are on that level to delve that deep. Some of you already have, and it's time to delve a little bit deeper and find out more information of yourself. Regardless, it's just an evolutionary point of being that you're at, that this new life is going to allow you to really take off and have more fun in. Just remembering as well, there's nothing right or wrong about your life. It just is. If you want to identify things with being right or wrong, ask yourself why. Why do you have to have that control over something being correct or incorrect? Not that it's not that it's good or bad, but just why. There's always a question for it. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Always ask questions. There's only one way to get to know things, and that's asking questions, and some questions cannot be answered by other people. They can only be answered by you. So again, that's what you got to do. You might need to go out in nature and do this, or your nature spirits might be calling to you. You might be seeing a lot of birds. The wind might be calling to you. However, but it's because you have a lot of luck. I'm telling you nothing but the full-on truth. I'm child. Like, look. The truth is, you're just stepping into your power. You're just stepping into a new version of yourself, a new energy, a new power. See who you are, and allow yourself to move forward in it. Who cares if someone doesn't care? If someone else doesn't like it, that's for them to figure out. Why don't they like it? I don't know. They'll probably never ask themselves that question because they are shallow when it comes to themselves. They dare not to dig that deep within themselves because why would I question myself? That doesn't make any sense. So it does, actually. Why wouldn't you question yourself? Why do you feel like you're so superior and correct all the time? Why wouldn't you take a step back and think? That, that irritates some people's souls and strikes up some demons. So, we can't ask everyone that. There is a Cancer involved. Anyway, you can't ask everyone that question because the demons will pop out and they'll get mad, and y'all know how it is. But there's a Cancer S. I always talk about a Cancer. They just really be popping up in y'all's energy. Or someone's just a very emotional person that can't handle backlash. Take it as it resonates. But they're addicted. They might have drug addictions. They might be addicted. I'm trying to make sure I didn't drop any more cards because that one just flew on the floor. But that person or these people are addicted. They are not so cute. It wasn't a cute idea. It wasn't cute for them to lie about you. They thought it was cute or whatever. A sister and a brother ex, or your sister and your brother's ex, or these people are no longer part of your family. I got in meditation one night that I should start saying that this might be a ex family member due to a divorce you went through. So like a brother-in-law, a sister-in-law that are no longer your brother or sister-in-law as well. Also take brother-in-law and sister-in-law whenever I say brother as well. I need to make cards for that, or add on to those cards with those, because again, those could be something as well. They could be a Libra. You cut cords Libra, or you cut cords with the Libra. There was a collaboration failed when it comes to your 7th house. They took your kindness for weakness. D, a Gemini. I is a bugaboo. They need to take a chill pill. I heard Ian off bat. They're being watched. G. I always hear Giovanni. When G comes out, I always hear Giovanni. I don't know if someone's Italian or what. Or if they have I don't know. But their Sentiara, their root chakra, they're very unstable. It's reversed. On the full moon, they're really going to take a big whiff of that. Or it's been that way since the last full moon. Take it as it resonates. O. Olivia. I keep hearing Olive. Someone calls someone whose name is Olivia Olive. Because I always hear Olive and then immediately, instantly after Olivia. So someone calls someone Olive. Or someone really likes green olives. Something about, I don't know what it's about olives. Someone could be very bitter. Because olives are bitter. They're all bark and no bite. Because this sneak attack didn't work. I don't know, man. I can't. I'm just not grounded today. I'm up in the ethers today. I'm not down here today. It's just how it is. Why the long face, Jay? Why are they looking depressed like Eeyore? We have E. I said Eeyore and then E came out. Thank you. Their movie projector, their hot tiara, or their solar plexus is being shot down. They don't feel very powerful. They don't feel like they have the energy, or they're being drained of their energy, their life source, their sun, their soul, actually. They're, because of them being childish. Their Keptira is reversed as well. God dang, these people got fucked up systems. Their sacral chakra is fucked up too. There's Keptira. V got lost in the sauce, and Aunt thought this was a game when it came to you. M, someone's low vibrate. Uma. Someone's name is Uma. I don't know why I said it like that. But someone's name could be Uma. They're low vibrational. We have F. I heard Uma Bell. So that could be someone's full name. But I heard Uma. They know you know. They know you know that they're watching you healing. They lost their mind, these energy vampires, and God knows what these people did to you, honey. There is going to be slow singing and flower bringing. Some people are going to be very depressed and or losing things. Apply it where it goes, child. We ain't here to speculate. We're here to just tell you what's going on. These people are not so smart. Your 12th house is safe. You're about to be entering your 12th house energy. Check your 12th house on your chart, what sign it has, and look up how that can affect you in any way, shape, or form. Also check your 11th house See what planet is close to your 12th house. If you don't have, just check your charts, please. And cleanse your energy. This past life strife is over, but you predicted this to happen because your Arat, your RT Arat, your third eye chakra is solidified. It's good. C knows the prophecy is complete, so you can dance and relax. These people are acting foolish, giving you the side eye because your life is being restored and you're getting promotions. These are fake friends who are getting demotions because they got God complexes. They got to watch their back because they wanted to steal your second house, and they have people wanting to steal their second house, which is everything they have and own. You have prunes coming on. The next 10 years of your life are going to glow up, so don't even worry. The next 10 years of your life are going to be crazy, or you're about to gain 10 years in your life. So have fun. You can laugh it off because there's no shame in the game. These people who had lust over you are so lubers. I'm not going to say what I want to say with that. There's sexual energy. I'm gonna leave it like that. Y'all can put that piece together if you want. This shit was over before it started. They were in the long. I keep saying Long Wayne. Someone's name could be Wayne. I don't fucking know. Anyway, they're in the wrong lane. Jesus Christ, I can't say. Someone's last name could be Wong. I don't know, man. I can't say that card right now. For trying to get revenge onto you, because you answered the call, they did not. Their T Arat is shut. They are not able to use their throat chakra correctly because they keep lying. You're a proud winner. These people spent 10 years going down this rabbit hole, or these people are losing 10 years off their life for going down this rabbit hole, this labbit. What is a labbit? I don't know what a labbit is. Anyway, a Capricorn is blocked. You blocked a Capricorn. Q, or Quincy, failed a mission. Ancestors are on their ass, and they're trying to hold a poker face. I don't know how long you're gonna do that for, because you're getting money. L, someone sees that you're getting money. L sees you're getting money, or maybe your initial Leon, maybe your name begins with an L, or however, money is coming towards you regardless, collective, so be prepared. We have ALA. Okay, word. You're no longer blood bound. Someone doesn't want to be blood bound to N anymore because it's shutting off their intuition. Your false hope wasn't false. These people thought you were acting out of pride and ego. You're not. You're not down bad over these people. This new moon energy is going back to T. They're not really sorry. A Scorpio has been watching you, and they didn't study you. They just been watching you. Your 6th house, your 8th house, and your 1st house are all safe. Justice is here when it comes to a mother figure, or a mother figure is going to receive some justice. People have been stopped in their tracks and their hands are full. I'm going to shuffle 3 more times. We have W that wants to fly out. One more time, Spirit. Okay, yeah. W and cultists. They went way too far. And a nephew's mask has fallen off as well. Thank you, Spirit. Goodness gracious. I get tongue-tied. I'll be happy now, but whenever Mercury retrograde ends and I can communicate a little bit more clearly, I'll be so back in the game, to say the least. Because I just can't speak, man. Can we all just learn telepathy? Like, can we all just learn how to be telepathic? Like, everyone here collectively just learn how to be telepathic, so I can just come on the live and stare at y'all for like 30 minutes and then be done. So I don't have to use words no more. Oh Lord. I'm gonna shuffle 2 more times, Spirit. What's going on with here? Whose angels are popping out? Whose angels are popping out? Interesting. I know y'all get the message whenever I get tongue-tied, but sometimes I just really want everyone to be telepathic, so I don't even have to open my mouth. I prefer telepathy over talking. Let me tell you. I really do. I know I'm not the only one. But we have Nithael, God, the King of Heaven. Rejuvenation obtains the mercy of God and gives long life. Reael, the expecting God, liberation, deliverance from enemies both visible and invisible. Omael, the patient God, fertility and multiplicity, protects against despair and helps one be patient. Ayahel, God the highest being, desire to know, the acquisition of wisdom. Luaya, the marvelous God, revelation, protects from sadness and gives revelations in dreams. You guys might need to pay attention to your dreams again. Dream journals, however, some of you all have been doing that, but you might be seeing people from your past pop up in dreams. Look at that and see what they're doing in the dreams, and then look up the actions for those dreams. Or if you need a dream reading, you can hit me up and I'll do a dream reading for you. It doesn't matter. Regardless, just pay attention to your dreams, daydreams, or like astral dreams, either one. Salaya, God who stirs all men, motivation lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. Sitael, God of hope, construction of the universe, helps with great works, protection from adversaries. I don't know. Jesus, man. Veluliah, God, king, and ruler, prosperity, destruction of the enemy. I was gonna say envious, I guess, and deliverance from bondage. Veluiah, the exalting God, will and new beginnings, assist with difficult and great undertakings. Daniel, God the merciful judge, eloquence gives answers to those in doubt. Harahel, the all-pervading God, intellectual richness, protects fertility of women, makes children respectful towards their parents. And last but not least, Hazael, the merciful God, divine forgiveness, obtains friendship and favors the great, secures promises. So thank you, angels, for being here. Thank you, God, Mother, Father, for being here. Thank you, ancestors, past over loved ones, galactical family, souls and spirits, respectfully. And thank you, collective, for being here as well. Hopefully this message gave you something, entertainment, a laugh, confirmation. However, I'm just glad I was able to give you the message, and that you all spent your time out of your day to come and listen to me blab about it. But regardless, I love you all so much. I really do. If you're interested in bracelets, you know the drill. Go to the description, go to Spirit Otter, use code SUBLETTER20 for 20% off. If you're interested in my services, readings, books, however, you can email me or use the order form and I'll get you settled away. Regardless of all that though, thank you all so much for being here, for all the likes, comments, share, subscribe, support, donations, whether they are energetic or financial, and thank you to the ones that donated during the stream. You all are greatly appreciated as well and very helpful with that. Thank everyone genuinely for all the support regardless though. And regardless of that, thank you all so much for being here, because I really do genuinely and fully love you all, each and every one of you, even the trolls and the cross watchers and the ones that don't type and the ones that do type. I love all of y'all equally and wholly and truly fully, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. And I will see you all later. Please take care, spiritual bath, hydrate, cleanse, do what you got to do, but most importantly, keep loving yourself and keep being on this high vibrational path. Because let me tell you, it's a lot better than being on another path. I'll tell you that much. But I love you all so much, and I will see you later.